It's a great honor and a privilege to introduce David Sivor. We're here in your beautiful apartment in Tel Aviv. And David, you come originally from Czechoslovakia?
Yes, I am born in Czechoslovakia, but in the part of Slovakia. Because if you know, Czechoslovakia is from the time from President Masaryk in 1918. But before the Second World War, they were changed. It was Slovakia and there were Czechia, the Moravia. So I am from the part from Slovakia.
And what was your family name?
So family name now is David Sivor. Yes. S-I-V-O-R-D. But I'm born as Sucho. Sucho brought my old father from Ukraine in 1860, when was the situation, very bad situation for Jewish in Ukraine. He came to Slovakia and he continued his life in Slovakia. And when I come to Israel as a child, I was a child with a group, Aliyat Noar was the group. And in future, my wife from the same group, before my biggest son is born, we changed the long name Sucho to Sivor shortly and
easier.
So, but what is interesting that in the school also, I was in the first in a Jewish school in Slovakia. In the time was 1940, beginning of the Second World War, and the first group I learned only 4 months because we must to leave the school. But the child called me not Sucho Staver, it was too long, but called me Sucho. And the Sucho, today, if you write or if you ask somebody who is Sivor, no, Sucho, yes.
And David, which city, which town were you born in? In Bratislava?
In Bratislava, yes.
In what year?
Yes, in Bratislava.
What was the date that you were born?
It was in the private houses, in the apartment, not in a hospital. Therefore,
you have the
yes, you can see.
And if you can show.
Yes, yes.
You have it in your book.
Yes, this is the photo from the. I was here. I am here. 4. Age 4. So it's my mother and my grandmothers. To my grandmother left me.
And you were a baby?
Yes, and I am 4 days only.
4 days old. And this is the house that you were.
This is the house. This is the house. It's the center of the city from Bratislava. But it was only 2 years because then my grandfather built a new house and all the family was in there.
And what year were you born in?
In?
Which year? In 1930?
I'm born in 28th of July, 1934.
34, wow.
So in 1 month in July, I will be younger, 87 years old.
It's amazing, incredible.
So
And David, in the picture, you have your mother. If we could just...
Yes, here is my mother. This, yes, this is my mother. I am here 4 days only. And grandmothers. The two grandmothers in the war. This is the grandmother from my mother. He was also in concentration Terezin in Czech, but he came back. But this grandmother was in Auschwitz, and she's dead in Auschwitz. So this is the situation of the time.
And did you have any brothers?
No, I have a brother now. When my mother came back from Terezin concentration, and my father was in a different place in Slovakia, I don't know where, but when my mother came back, I asked them, I like a brother, not alone, to be alone. So after 9 months, in 12th of March 1946, they brought me brother Ivan. So Ivan is now 75 years old, but I have a brother, and he is now in Israel.
Wonderful. And what happened during the war? Or what do you remember growing up? Do you remember...
The situation, if you know, the beginning of the Second World War was in September 1939. And I remember the situation. I feel the situation. But stronger, the situation began in 1941, and we must leave my apartment, and we must find places alone. And 4 years I was over the Second World War by Christian families, 3 families. They take me. And therefore I am alive.
And how did you get to the families? Did your parents know the Christian neighbors, or?
Yes, the organization by my parents. They organize all. When, why, for, I don't know. But some of the families, I know the child of the families, because it is many years. But 2 of the families have special Hasidei Umot HaOlam.
The righteous Gentiles. They were made righteous of the Gentiles.
Yes, and it was a separate. But one of the family, they have not children. Nothing, so I cannot help them. But it was 3 families, Christian families, when 4 years I was in the houses.
And David, what do you remember about being in the houses? Do you remember leaving your parents or going?
Yeah, I can say that I remember. I remember all, not all, but I remember all, because it was a very different situation. The time I was alone, not with the parents. The parents was the father born in a different place, my mother born in a different place. She worked also. To the day when the police take them to the concentration camp. And I was, all the time I was alone with the families. But you can ask me, what a child, 7 years old, I begin this serious. What I do? I read a book. I don't know if you know what is the book of Karl May, the Winnetou, the Indian. No, in South Africa is not the. So this book was very popular in Czechoslovakia, for example. It's of Indians were from United America, and but I read every day the book. I have 3 books of Winnetou. I read every time. I know the book perfect. And the interesting is that before many years, I asked in a library in Prague, have you the book Winnetou from Karl May? Yes. So now I have the book Karl May. Is popular today also. But this was the situation. I cannot not summing. I was very. I like to live. This is the answer. I like as a child to live. My life was very, very important for me for a child.
And the families, were they very good to you? Were they very kind?
I have contact letters. I sent letters by the family, the Christian families. They send them and to back. But you can ask me, I was not in school.
How did you learn to read?
How I was not in school, half year only, because after half year we must to leave the school.
And the school you were in, was it
how I learn, I can write letters. You can see here. Wait, I give you look. Right. Wait a minute.
Here's a letter over here.
Not this, not this. Here. The last. Look. This is one of the letters that I write to my father in Slovak language. How? Give me answer. How?
And how old were you?
I was 4 months in all the years. I was 4 months in school and finished the school for me. How I can? The end of the book.
And when you wrote this, how old were you when?
This is my right.
This was in 1944.
So I have answer.
You wrote that in 1944?
Because I read the books. Every day I read, and my aides learn from the book how to write. It's abnormal.
And David,
I'm not alone.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And the families that took you in?
Because the family was in different places.
But it was very dangerous for them to take you in.
Because dangerous, yes.
Extremely. If they were found, they could have been killed. And there were many that were killed.
I met only my father when they touched my mother to the concentration camp in Terezin in Czech, and all the grandmother. My father was in a different family, and he came to me, to my family, only 2 months before end of the war.
So for all those years, you had no contact?
Nothing. And the last 2 months, he was with me together. What we do? We play some games, I don't know. But in 4 of April came the army, the Soviet army, to Bratislava. And in afternoon this day, for me, the 4 of April, they helpfully they, because came the Soviet army, and Bratislava was free. And then we wait for what with my family. We don't know what.
You didn't know if your mother was still alive?
But only this, that the radio, Slovak radio, after when Bratislava and Czechoslovakia was free, my mother in Terezin was free in 8th of May. The American army and the Russian army came, and then in the radio, Slovak radio, every day they say the names of peoples they are free, and we heard my mother's name. It was wonderfully. So she came to Bratislava in 28th of May. I remember the day.
And when you saw your mother?
What I do, I asked them, because the food was very, very bad all the time.
And then when you saw your mother, it must have been so emotional for you.
And she prepared me food, what I like, especially Slovak food.
And where did you go when your mother came? Did you go?
Yes, but the problem was after that. After the Second World War, we was in the organization, Zionist organization, and so we start to go to Israel. Israel was independent, yes, and so in February 1949, my group, as a child, 14, 15 years old, we came to Israel, but the parents stay in Slovakia, in Czechoslovakia, because the communists, they don't like to give them the possible to go out from Slovakia. They stay in Slovakia till 1965. In 65, so many years I was alone in kibbutz, but I was with a group. But again, alone.
And your brother, was he with your parents?
He was young. He was 2 years old then.
Wow. And David, let me ask, did you not see your parents till 1965?
No.
You never saw your parents?
I visited Czechoslovakia with many my friends, because they have also, the parents was staying in Czechoslovakia. They cannot to go to Israel. They stopped the
immigration.
Yeah.
And can I just ask on the families, the non-Jewish Christian families that took you in, do you remember their names of the families?
Yes. So look, it's a Jewish family, normally family was.
What were the names? Do you?
Sucho.
No, of the Christian families. Of the Christian families.
Official. Look, it was first of all, my father was from Bratislava. He's born in Bratislava. My mother, no, she was from other different place in Slovakia. And then we have back our apartment, because the apartment was where the Nazis of Slovakia. So good look.
So after when the war ended, did you go back to the apartment?
Yes.
And you could still go back?
Yes.
And can I just ask, David, because it's unbelievable.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. The non-Jewish family that took you in, the three families, what do you remember of the families? Did they have children as well?
Look, also,
one was childless.
You must know that part of my family, they live they died in concentration camps, not only in Auschwitz, the same in Germany, in Treblinka. My cousin, 11 years old, is dead. They take them in 42 to Treblinka, direct to Gaza. No, this all we know only after the Second War, because then we have the... and now we are in Israel.
But I want to ask you, David, when you were in the non-Jewish families, what did they do with you? Were they very good to you? Did they speak with you? Did they...
So it's not so simple. It's not so simple. The situation was not simple, because there was two of the families was friends of my parents. So they like to help.
And it was dangerous. It was very dangerous.
Yes, and some of them will pay something, but not so much. But you must know now in Slovakia is the ceremonies of the Hasidei Umot HaOlam.
Those are the righteous Gentiles.
Till today, around 550 families, they have the nomination of Hasidei. They help the Jewish. So it was the this was the situation. Some of them, when they have the Hasidei Umot HaOlam, they came also. We visit them to Israel, so to look at Israel. But today, look, we are very young.
And did you keep in touch with the families?
Yes, some of them yes. One of the family no. The last family before the free time of Bratislava, they have not family. I cannot to find family. But the other yes, I have there was child then in this.
And do you remember their names?
Yes,
What were their names?
No, the first family was the Christian family. Near Bratislava is the Biskupice. It's a small city. It's not city. It was but the name is Oswald. Then I know. The second family was Balash, and the third family they have not child anybody. There is Kovachovsky. Yes, I remember. I explain you. I was many years in Israel, swimming coach, and were active in swimming. So I remember the world records from Eitan, I don't know. So I remember also the names.
And what did they do when you were there? What, besides from the reading, what could you go outside? Did you have to stay inside the whole time?
So first of all, I was in the kibbutz, Kfar Maccabi, from beginning, army. 2.5 years in army. I stay in the kibbutz 27 years. So, and in the kibbutz was an atmosphere, sport atmosphere, special, because many of the people in kibbutz Kfar Maccabi are from Czechoslovakia, from the Aliyah from before the Second War. But the atmosphere was very sports atmosphere. So I touch the atmosphere.
But David, can I ask you, when you were in the hiding during the war, what did you do during the day? How did you were a little child of 7, but do you remember what you did?
I remember, but you know, now in this time from the corona vaccine, we say the people are bidut only. I was in Bidut 4 years.
Yes, you couldn't.
Yes, I was in Bidut 4 years.
Did you stay in the homes all the time?
Yes, all the time or in the home or in the different places, in the family places. So
And were there other children that you could play with, or?
And secondly, I remember in the first family, the food was problematic to eat something, not so much, but they have agriculture. There was agriculture, and they have many, and they have a boy, a son. He was a little older with me, and we take also the apples or something. So I eat the fruits, and it was the specially food.
And were you good friends? You were close?
Yes.
And then why did they send you to another family? Why did you?
Why? They're secure, because they mind that all the times was situation that the other peoples in the same place, they contacted the police that the family has a Jew in the house. So there, when they know that it's this situation, I must leave the place. It was in two places, was the same situation. Somebody say that the family Oswald has Jewish people in the house. So then I leave.
That's amazing. David, it's unbelievable.
Yes, it was interesting. All the situation was something, and believe yes, it's
and you didn't,
abnormal.
You didn't know that your parents were still alive.
Yes.
It must have been very difficult for you as a little boy, not knowing where your mother is or your father.
In the first family, one day in morning, where I was with Shani was the boy from the family. It was earlier in morning. We was in I don't know, April. We was in the working places, and came two policemen. We know that the policemen came not so. They have information from somebody. So then behind the house they have pigs. The pigs betona from beton, big pigs. And Shanyo said me, you must do something. They come to us to take you. So I jumped in the pigs, and so I was with the pigs. I think 1 hour. When they leave and take it, my family and to the concentration table, and I stayed there with the pigs together. Then I must to go in different place from them, but the pigs, they helped me.
Wow. And the second family, did they also have? Were you friendly with their children?
Yes.
Do you remember, did they have?
Was contacts. They have also, because my parents was in different places, so they have contact with my parents. I don't know how, not in telephone, because of the telephone. No, maybe telephone, yes, but not mobile.
And the childless couple, they were very good to you. They were all good to you.
Yes. Look, interesting. The situation was Very interesting. But I must to say you that in the last year, I like to bring different mining in Czechoslovakia. Is anti-Semitism, but therefore I bring to Czech and to Slovak many groups from Israel, that the peoples there learn what is Israelis, not Jew, as they say, black Jews or something. And it's very, I work in this mining in many, many years now. Therefore I came to Czech and come back and
Wow. And have you ever been back to the house that you once lived in?
yes, but you must, it's a different peoples because the original family, they don't live.
And David, you showed me you have a shul. There's a synagogue that they've asked you to.
Yeah.
No, the synagogue.
This?
Yes, if you could tell a little bit about.
No, look. One of the I say not Czech and Slovakia, I say Czechoslovakia, because they are different countries, but they are most of them together, because it's the same. So in Czech Republic or in Slovak, many synagogues are breaks, are not Jew there. So now I work about to help to bring this synagogue, the old synagogue, which today is a shop, Vietnam shop.
Which town? Which town
so
is it?
I work to change that the synagogue will be a culture center in the city.
Which city? What is the name of the city?
Velké Meziříčí. Say Velké Meziříčí.
Velké Meziříčí.
Yes, okay. So this is one of the what I do today also.
And when you go back, they're very happy that you come. They're very
Yes.
welcoming.
Yes, yes. I am in a how you say amuta.
It's like an organization.
It's an organization, but amuta is something free organization. It's from or special organization in Czech that's. The target is to bring more contacts, culture and sport between Czech and Israel.
But Czech has always been.
Yes, but Slovakia has the same, but Czech more.
And David, in the picture, who, if you could show from the, who is in the two boys in the picture?
The photos. First of all, they are the child in our street. They are some of the child what we play, child plays games in the street. This is the house when I am born, and it's some of the. This is the pig's house. This.
Wait, where you were in hiding.
Wait. No. This. You see?
That was where you were hiding with in the non-Jewish family. Wow, that's amazing.
But something interesting. Tu na okolo Vinohrad a víno v sudoch
This was the
držali
last
dole v
family
tejto
you were in.
pivnici. A keď bolo
it's
nebezpečie,
hiding, where you were
tak mňa
hiding.
vložili do tejto pivnici a tam som niekedy sedel hodiny v tme a len to víno voňalo, dodnes mi to voňa to víno tam.
בין חביות יין.
It was in like a wine cellar. And how long were you there, David? For how long?
כן.
How long were you there?
זה היה רק כשהיה סכנה.
Only when it was danger. You went to
When it was danger.
you would go down. And this is the original.
Bezdomovec, tak asi by toto bola moja posledná záchrana, takže by som sa to asi musel nasťahovať vtedy v takej situácii, ale inak si
About the situation. It was in 1944. The brother from my father, he was alone because his wife died many years before. Before the Second World War. And he has an apartment in the middle of the city.
Bratislava.
Bratislava. Garson, 1.5 rooms and so. But he in the middle of the city. And we are all the time, we was in the houses, it was in on the up of Bratislava is Koliba, is the name. There's a small house, wood house, so separate. And the house was from one people. He is from Belarus, but we was very secure. So somebody will is. So we speak with my Yoshi. Yoshi is the name of the brother of my father. That if will be something in the wood house hour, we will come to him. One day in the evening, my mother take me and we go to the middle of the city of Bratislava to see if Yoshi is there. But they speak about if something will be not secure, he will take a white paper on the window that be careful. Okay, one day we go to the city, we have a feeling that something can to do. And from the street I see in the house, in the window of this apartment, is white paper. So something is not okay. We came back. It was in night, 9 o'clock or something. Next day, my mother goes to work. She has a paper not in the original name, not a Jewish, something. And she work in the Nezirot. You know how to say Nezirot? Knessia.
It's in the church.
Yes, a church. And he worked there. Okay, this was the situation. I was alone at home.
How old were you at this time?
What?
How old were you at this time?
It was 9, something 9. So what to do? I like to know what is with Yoshi in the city. And my grandmother from my mother, she was at home in the wood house. So I goes to the middle of the city to see what is with Yoshi. Why he takes the paper, white paper on the windows. I came to the door of the house. A policeman stayed there. He asked me, what do you like? Something, I have a friend here. He don't believe. He take me in the hand, he take me to the police house, big management of police. What to do? I don't know. I say, what do you like? What do you like with me? Slovak language. So he take me there, and in the place of out of the house, I see many Jewish members stay there. Also my the brother of my father, Yoshi, he has the talit,
The yellow star.
Magen David.
The yellow star.
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like it. I didn't like it. So he see me and I see, but he don't came to me because he was careful. 1 hour, 2 hours, they brought 2 machines, cars, open cars, and all the people, the Jewish people, they sat there, and he said me, send off the roof, not in the roof, in the Ritzpah,
On the floor.
Floor. I said, and we travel, and they know that we travel to the center of Jewish peoples from the railway station, which take it all to concentration camps. And we go with the car. In the place is shortly to the wood house, where we was. Yoshi is by me, and say me so slowly, Scotch, jump. And I jumped from the car, out of the car. I looked, and they go away. They don't know that I jumped from the car. Okay, so I jumped in a car. I was there near a tree, a big tree. In the evening, I came to our wood house. My grandfather was there. The parents know. They were not now. She said, "Ifu אתה? Where do you are?" And I say that what was that I jumped from the car. And this is the situation that he, Yoshi, from the center, Jewish collect center, with Israeli, next day to Auschwitz, and I stayed there.
And what happened to Yoshi? What happened to him?
He came after the Second World back from Auschwitz.
So he survived.
And I asked him, Yoshi, tell me, why, how you send me quotes, jump? And I know that we go to out, we will be dead. I like it that you will continue life.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was a small situation, but interesting.
That is incredible.
So, therefore, many very bad situation. I, young boy, I like it to life. So I like it to ask how I can to continue. And it was especially for me. אני רוצה לחיות.
You want to live. But you want to live happily.
Yes.
And
So this is one of the...
Thank you so much.
To musel byť skok.
Čo by si ty povedal, keby si teraz mal vyskočiť von z auta?
Ty kokso, ja by som sa strašne zlakol, ale musel by som to risknúť. Tak risk je zisk, tak sa hovorí.
Predu sedeli dvaja žandári a oni nezbadali, že ja som vyskočil z toho auta. Ale vlastne tým spôsobom som sa zachránil v tej dobe.
You jumped out of the...
ואז התחבאתי בין שיחים על יד הכביש. זה מצלמים, זה השיחים.
Vyskočil z toho auta, čo sme sedeli predtým, tu nás som stál a sedel niekoľko hodín, kým bolo úplne tma.
Takže oni vás akoby cesty aj, keď boli opadajú tie listy, tak vás nevideli cestu.
The first family that saved you,
The first family, they have many problems with the Nazis, Slovakia, the people, because they know the policemen and they know that they help to Jewish. They have many problems, especially problem. One of them, he was arrested in police about that. It was many problematic to give to be helpful for Jewish.
because if they found, sometimes they would kill
Yes.
the parents and the whole family.
Yes.
David, I want to ask you, if it was the other way around, and if you were put in that position, that you would save somebody that you didn't know, and it would mean that you or your family and your grandchildren could be killed, would you have done what they did?
Yes, I think yes. It is, look, it's very differently, the situations, but I know my character, yes, I know me. I like to help peoples. I like, not only in Holocaust.
So you would have done the same?
I have, therefore, I must to say you that I have very good contact with my swimmers, young swimmers. Why? Because I am very friendly to them.
You can see.
This day, Friday evening, I am invited by one of the girl. She is now 40, I don't know how many. The family, they invited me to Aruchat Erev,
For
to
Shabbat.
Kabbalat Shabbat, yes.
Wonderful. David, thank you so much. It's really, really very special.
I am not with my family, I go to Rishon LeZion, to the family.
For Kabbalat Shabbat.
Yes, in Sheva Ba'erev, 7 o'clock.
Toda rabba, David. Shabbat Shalom and a Chodesh Tov.
Shabbat Shalom today, yes.
So David, this is the book of Winnetou.
Winnetou from Karl May. He's German. He was never in America, but he writes this book, Winnetou. This book is a new book. It's, from this day, the last day. It's official. I have from these books 3 books, and I read every day of Winnetou. I know Winnetou as Bible for me. You know, this. Now, behind when I over the Hadbala is to be Christian. Why? Possible go to the school, but it was impossible. So they changed me a new Rodney list, born,
Like a birth certificate.
Yes. And it's one of the
This is the original.
evangelic. He said me this and I have new name, Schlossjarik. Jan Schlossjarik, Catholic. Catholic, not Jew. So now I started to go in a German school with this. Okay, I know Germany every day, but the name is not Suchostaver, it's Schlossjarik. Every day I try Schlossjarik, 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 to remember the name. I was in a school with German school 3 weeks only, because after 3 weeks I must to go out. But it was from the security was that somebody say that Jewish people have false papers and so this is the original.
Wow. And David and Avichai?
This is the first original, but the second is this. This is from 1942, and the second is the last.
And David,
This is
it's
from
amazing.
44.
44. And David, you mentioned a very, very special story. If you could just relate, it's something very unique. If you needed to go to make a pipi, okay, pipi is the same word. You needed to make a...
the last time in by the family Kovachowski, it was in 45, came to me in February 45. My father was his brother. His brother is a doctor. And we were 3 boys. We must to go to the
to make a pipi, yeah.
Yes, to do pipi. What to do? Outside is snow. We cannot to go to toilets. So the family break us as from I don't know. It was as a pachit. No, how do you say?
Like a little container.
Yes, a container, small container, and I like it glass from Melaphophonium. No,
it's cucumbers.
Yes, yes. I write here scala 1, 2, 3.
A scale.
Every one go on the side.
Make a pipi.
I write how much they. Yeah, what record for the week, record for 2 weeks. This was the play, the game. Please don't at home.
Okay, that's amazing. And it was you, your father, and your father's brother.
Yes,
that's amazing.
This situation when you must to go to do something.
But you made it into a game.
Yeah. And we was there I was 5 months by the family, in this place. My father was only two my father with his brother was 2 months only.
And then you were liberated.
No, then came the army, the Russian army, and we will flee.
Wow. David, thank you so much.
Especially think. Write to me the names when they go to the concentration to Auschwitz or Treblinka. They write me in a piece of paper this. We go to concentration camp. But
and then you've got in the next picture, you have a picture here of the.
Yes, this is my cousin. They take it, the family direct to Treblinka in 42, and she stayed there.
And she was killed.
She was 11.
And this is a street. This is the street of your town.
She's this.
And the picture next to it?
This picture is a Jewish street in Bratislava.
This was obviously before the war.
Judengasse.
Judengasse.
Is a ghetto. This was a ghetto, but something especially. I was 10 in 44 in July. I was in a different place. My parents was in different places. They gave me a watch for a gift to the Yom Huledet.
For your birthday.
And 1 month before, after after in August, in September, one day I met my mother. She go to work it in a place for Nezirot. How you say Nezirot? It was a specially place, and his watch was not correct. So I said, take my watch what you give me, take my watch. She go to the work, but somebody give information the police. They take it my mother from the place to a concentration camp in Terezin, with Czech. She came back in 28th of May 45. The first, she gave me back my watch. This is the watch.
And this is the watch. Wow.
The watch was 1 year in Terezin.
And she managed to keep it all the time.
She gave me back the watch, but the watch is correct. I can.
It's still working.
Yes.
This is amazing. And is it a watch from Czech?
Yes. So many museums like it in Terezin, in Czech, and here they like it, the watch, because it's something interesting.
And she had the watch with her all the time?
Yes, all the time. This is the watch.
And David, you also mentioned that you knew Avri Fisher's father. He was a pediatrician.
Yes.
And you remember him?
Yes. So many memories.
Can I just ask you, when your father came back and you saw him for the first time, how was the feeling knowing that your father survived, and could you connect very closely? Could you connect with your father because you hadn't seen him?
Maybe something different. I say you so. When after the Second World War was organization from Palestine, from Israel, to go to Israel to help to build a new house. And we are very hardly. As a child, 14 years, I was 14 years. And I remember this in the ship, what we came to Haifa in 24 of February 49. We were all 220 young peoples. We goes to the up of the ship and we stay and saw the Hatikva, because we hoped that we build a new land. So today, when I remember the days, we like it a better land as today.
Wow. But look, you built up a country.
Yes.
David, can I ask, when you left, was it difficult for you to leave your parents?
No, I don't know. It's look, my generation go away. Yes, so there you know Tommy. It's the same. He was in Auschwitz, but we are positive. We like to be positive.
You can see it's amazing. And David, I just have to ask you, I know it's difficult, but when your father came back, when you were still in hiding, when you saw your father again, how was your feeling when you saw your father?
Look, my father,
when you saw your father, when he came back to the house, when you were still...
No, the father was with me in this last situation.
But when you saw him for the first time, how was the meeting when you saw your father?
No, what was the meeting?
Were you crying? It must have been very emotional, very hard.
Very lovely.
And you connected, you became very close?
Yes.
And your mother, you became very close as well?
The same. Because some of our family came not back. Maybe half.
So it's a miracle that your parents survived.
Yes. This is the situation.
And David, when you were married and you had a family, did you speak about the Shoah to your children?
Yes. Because in Israel, but not only in Israel, I referenced it, but many is the Salon, Zikaron the Salon.
It's to have a Holocaust.
But before the Zikaron, I have many invitations to speak with the peoples, the Israelis and child in schools, about how feel a young boy, 7 till 11 I was. What I did in the situation and ask for all, I like it to live, to continue to live as you. And this was the mining. Yes, that's how.
Because you were in a very, very, very difficult, hard situation.
Yes.
Not knowing if your parents are alive, not knowing what's happening.
Yes.
And you were always positive. You were always...
You will see the films, what I give you, I send it to you. The Slovak television organized very, very interesting programs. And with me together, you will see. Because they feel they must to do something for this generation there.
And David, what is your message that you give to your children and your grandchildren? What message do you give? Can you impart? What do you...
To do what I can to do.
You're very positive. You're very...
Yes.
And
it's right. I like that the world must be better. And the small world is here and a little in my past in Czechoslovakia. I visited many schools in Czech, in Slovak. The last year, before the Corona, I was in a specially evangelisch school in Slovakia in 700 peoples. They was in the school. I about my story. How?
And
It was very interesting.
you were very well received.
I feel very, yes.
They made you feel very welcome.
Yes. Yes, it's right. I came to say you only one. Israel is the organization Yad Vashem, yes. I think that it's a mistake to explain Holocaust every time only 6 million Jewish were killed. No, they must to say how many millions young people worked hard to continue to live, and how. It's also interesting.
It's a very good message. It's true.
And I looked at the people, they hear me, they explain. I think it's all okay.
Wow, it's amazing. David, I just want to thank you.
Be careful, your money is there.
It's all good. David, I just want to thank you so much. It's been such an honor and a privilege. Zchut gadol mod. It's the greatest honor and privilege. And you know what, David? You're always smiling and you're always happy. You are unbelievable because you could have been depressed. You could have, and look, you made a life. You established a family here.
And I think
you're so positive.
You have a very good job to remember what the generation has.
It's very important.
Continue.
Wow, David, that's wonderful. But David, you should just have mazel and brocha and just be well and continue what you're doing.
Yes.
Because it's such the greatest honor. There really are no words, and I'm so appreciative. And I thank you so much. And David, really, all the very, very best. You should just be very well. And we look forward to your book, that you're going to be doing your book, and that you've been on Slovakian television. It's wonderful. You should just continue the amazing work you do. And David, maybe you should wear the watch.
What?
That's a nicer watch than. That's unbelievable. This watch is so valuable.
It's original.
And it's still working. It still works.
Look, the watch is Doxa. Doxa, Swiss watch.
David, this must stay in your family. You must. And you mentioned that you had a menorah.
Yes.
100 years old menorah.
The menorah is not here. It's a kibbutz, in synagogue of the kibbutz.
You donated it.
Yeah.
And there was a menorah that.
But no, this is
that
only
must be
for
in your
me.
family. Wow! And you must give it to your children and grandchildren. All the best, David.
I
Thank you
write
so much.
that my watch continue to go.
It will continue, and your memory.
As my life continue to.
Absolutely, and maybe stream for many, many, many years.
Yes.
God bless, David. Thank you so much. You went with Nefcheret Israel.
Yes, because on the time when I was coach, national coach in swimming.
For the swimming.
We have a training camp in Slovakia, north of Slovakia, in the border of Poland, not far. And in the middle of the camp, we have invitation to swimming international competition in Poland, in Raciborz. Raciborz is more west side from Poland. So we drive with a car, with autobus from Tatra Halls to Raciborz. On the way, I was with a group, 18 swimmers. And by the group of the 18 swimmers, 2 or 3 was boys swimmers. They came from Russian. The past was not so Jewish past, you know. On the way, table on the side, Osvencin, the name of the camp.
Auschwitz.
We go over, we was in the competition, and some of the swimmers asked me, what do you say? On the way we saw that it's Osvencin not far. We can visit there? Yes, we can visit. I don't, before I asked him, you like to go to Auschwitz? They asked me. We was in Auschwitz. We visit Auschwitz-Birkenau. The boys or girls together, they get stones and give on the grave of Harugei Auschwitz. We was in the part when they shoot the Nazis, Jewish especially, what the boys from the group, the swimmers, goes to the place, give the stone and bochim.
They were crying.
Not one of the swimmers is not Jewish, but he was Israeli, the same.
He was also crying.
So this was, for me, very, very nice satisfaction. Not I asked them, they say me. Therefore, I don't like the group visiting of Auschwitz. I don't like. Because if they are in the camp, with the flight, Israeli camp, it's okay. But half hour before them, they live normally life. It's not too good. It's a lot of them.
It's not the same. Wow. Amazing.
It's money. Before the travel officers, how many?
That's a big pity. Wow. And David, have you been before to Auschwitz?
No, this was the one time.
And you haven't been after?
No. But in Auschwitz was some of my family was in Auschwitz.
And they were killed. They were killed.
Yes.
David, you were on Kfar Maccabi.
Yes, Kfar Maccabi is a kibbutz.
It's not a religious one.
Ma?
It's not a religious kibbutz.
No.
But traditional.
It's
traditional,
it's kibbutz, Yehudi, Jewish. But every evening, Friday evening, Im Kippah, Kulam, Im Kippah,
everyone,
and lights.
And they lit the Shabbos candle. And
not Orthodox Jews. No, Jewish.
But Jewish. And you lit with your wife lit candles,
yes,
on Shabbat?
And not only this, but one of the Chaverim, he read from book, Tfilah, Kabbalat Shabbat. Normally Kabbalat Shabbat.
And the Kiddush, they do Kiddush?
Yes.
And your children also light the candles?
Yes. The same in my family. You can go to today evening to my son here, Tel Aviv, you will see.
They'll light the candles?
Shadlakat Nerot.
It's wonderful. Oh, it's so nice to hear this.
I think this is the original joy.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. David, Todaraba. David, this is the original talis. And
the bar mitzvah.
You can open it. And this was from your bar mitzvah. This is the original yarmulke. This is the yarmulke you wore in your bar mitzvah.
Yeah, זה האוריגינלי.
And your bar mitzvah, you wore yarmulke like this. That's amazing, David. Incredible. This you must hand to your whole family, for your grandchildren and...
שאני עשיתי תערוכת בולים.
כשראיתי את המבנה המפואר, שמעתי את ההד החוזר מקירות המקום והרחתי את ריח התחב. ראיתי מול עיניי את מאות המתפללים היהודים שהגיעו לכאן בימים הנוראים.
זה שלומי.
ביום הכיפורים הם הצטופפו ברחבה שמחוץ לבית הכנסת מחוסר מקום.
And what is it today? מה זה היום?
עכשיו תראה עוד משהו שהוא עשה, זה שלומי.
היום, בית הכנסת הגדול במיקולש שייך לעירייה.
אני פה
הוא משמש כאולם קונצרטי.
הבאתי איתי את הטלית, יש לי אותה פה, את הטלית.
יכול לראות?
כן, גם עם הכיפה. ואני תכף תראה מה הוא עשה איתי. פה עליתי לתורה בבר מצווה שלי.
כן. אני רואה שאתה מתרגש, הבאת את הטלית שלך אפילו.
את הטלית, כן. זה הטלית האוריגינלית.
כן?
שהורים קנו לי, בעצם סבא קנה לי, לצורך הבר מצווה. וגם הכיפה היא אוריגינלית. כן. זה הרוס לגמרי. הקומוניסטים הרסו את זה, לא הגרמנים.
The communists, they destroyed it.
זהו. בחולצה לבנה, והוא נתן לי את מכנסיים כהים שתפרו לי. עמדתי פה והקראתי לדף ההפטרה בסלובקית, זאת אומרת בלטינית, כי לא ידעתי עברית. אז הרב שלימד אותי לבר מצווה כתב לי את זה בסלובקית, ואני עמדתי ושרתי את זה בסלובקית. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו בני מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן. אמן. וככה זה הלך הלאה והלך במשך חצי שעה.
And you remember, David, you remember it. Wow.
זה ערוץ הקודש, פה היו גילי תורות רבים, היו איזה 5. היו מונחים פה בעמידה, כמובן שזה היה הרבה יותר יפה ומסודר. הייתה פה דלת, היו פותחים את הדלת, אבל מה שכואב שהכל נהרס, הכל המוזיקה הם עשו פה כבר בעריכה. זה היה מלון של הסבא שלי.
That was the hotel of your grandfather. Showing
mozog, aby tam myslenie bolo kryté, aby nepoškodilo. To je jedna myšlienka. To je moja tetka, ktorá zomrela pred vojnou. Tu sú hroby, všetko vidí Suchostaver.
This is in Bratislava.
To je môj starý otec. On zomrel v 1940 za vojny, keď nás vyhodili z bytu a on to nemohol vydržať a zomrel. Na tej tabule vidí všetky mená tých, ktorí sa nevrátili z holokaustu. Z tejto strany.
Rozália Suchostaverová, Vítězslav Suchostaver, Joana Suchostaverová, Bedřich Šuk, Jindřich Šuk, ktorí zahynuli v koncentračnom tábore.
Rozália, to je moja babka, sa nevrátila. Vítězslav, to je Žiga sa volal, to bol strík, sa nevrátila. Bedřich bol 50-ročný, Jindřich, to je ich syn, ten mal 16 rokov.
Veľa ich mladí.
Mladí, ešte schopní do života.
No.
Ale je ich mnoho takých. To je ľudská tragédia, čo sa stalo, že podľa výpočtu
You said it was a tragedy, a terrible tragedy.
druhej svetovej vojny.
עכשיו,
medzi nimi
אני אומר לילד, תכף תראה, ואני שם אבן על כל קבר,
You put a stone on all the graves.
zničiť. Pre tvoju generáciu to vyzerá strašne. Prečo zabiť ľudí, toľko ľudí a prečo? Len pre náboženstvo? Ale ty robíš to isté, čo ja. Aj keď je to smutná vec a tragická vec, ty sa usmievaš ako ja. Ja keď rozprávam o tom, sa tiež usmievam. Lebo ten úsmev, to je budúcnosť. Vieš?
No,
אני מסביר
Teraz u nás, keď navštívime
עכשיו אני מלמד אותו
You're telling him,
שמים אבן, למה שמים אבן?
why do we put the stone? And you explain to him why,
הוא גם שם אבן.
and you also put the stone on. And you explain to him why it's a tradition.
הסרט נקרא All There Were Jewish.
Once there were Jews.
פעם היו כאן יהודים.
עד שנות ה-60 המוקדמות היה פה בית קברות יהודי.
אנשים עוברים
בתקופת
על
הקומוניסטים
המדרון, על
הם
המתים
החליטו את המקום הזה להפוך לגן ציבורי. ואז פנו ליהודים שהיו בסלובקיה שיעבירו את הקברים ועזרו להם להעביר את הקברים לבית קברות בפרברי העיר. אבל רבים כמונו לא היינו פה. אז פה קבורים מאות יהודים בשטח הזה, ואני אפילו זוכר איפה הסבא והסבתא קבורים, איפה שאתם רואים את הברושים האלה פה, אולי 5 מטר משם, לצד הזה, שם זה קבר, שם קבורים סבא וסבתא.
That's so
אז הוא נותן לי כיפה ואני
זה
אומר
למשל
קדיש.
בסיס של קבר, מבטון שעליו הייתה מצבה. יש לומר רבה מן שמיה וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עשה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. אמן. תודה.
ואז אני הולך ושם אבן איפה שבאבן.
And this you did in the cemetery of.
סיפור קשה, אבל זאת המציאות. ועכשיו יש פעילות כדי לסגור את השטח הזה ולעשות.
David, when you came here to Tel Aviv, to this apartment,
Before I came from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv, before 7 years, something. Then it was not the mama.
there was no mezuzah.
Nothing.
And you put it on?
Yes. In Jerusalem.
Wow.
From Jerusalem I will bring them.
Well, David, all the best. Bemet Tadarava.
Therefore I Jewy. Not Jewy for I don't know.
You're the real thing. David Tadarava. All the best. Shabbat Shalom.
Yes,
And the
Shabbat
Chodesh
Shalom.
Tov. Be well, David Tadarava.
Shabbat Shalom. Bye bye.